dive into this beautiful workshop. I am so excited to share this with you. Let me just let in a few more people here. There are lots of people coming in. Okay, here we are. Ah, okay, this is fun. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so as you are settled in here, I just want to welcome everybody. Let me double check that we are actually streaming in YouTube before I dive in to this content. And when you are visible, like I am right now, it is so important to breathe because, like, right now, I feel all your eyeballs on me, right? And you're preparing for this workshop. It's going to happen to you too. If not already, you're already out there sharing. And it's so important so important to get really comfortable with your breath. Become best friends with your breath. Put your breath above everyone and everything else because your health, your well-being, your vitality comes first. We are going to get to that, but first and foremost, I just want to welcome everybody to the 7 biggest visibility blocks and how to clear them workshop. We're going to be diving into this powerful workshop to help you really clarify what visibility blocks out of the 7 biggest or most common you've been struggling with. Because when you can see them, they will start to clear. You'll start to have some altitude, some space between you and the visibility blocks. That will already start to create some momentum for you. But definitely track as we're going here, write in the chat if you're here with me live on Zoom. If you are on YouTube, you can write in the live stream or in the comments. And we're going to be getting to the core solution for all of those, okay? And then I'm going to share something at the end here I'm super excited about. And those of you who are here with me live, hello from Panama. It's going to be about an hour, okay? And so let me know where you're from. I love it. I am coming to you from Portugal. And actually part of the reason I'm creating this workshop is because I have had so many people ask me lately, how do you live? How did you just pick up and live, like leave to live in your dream destination? And the reality is, yes, it has taken time to be able to do this. However, the reason I was able to move to this gorgeous place, I just moved into this incredible house, is because I started my visibility journey in 2009, scared out of my head, okay? But I started making YouTube videos because I felt like I had something inside to share. Even though I was going through a lot of emotional turmoil at the time, I was starting my life over. I was really struggling in a lot of ways. I had just come home from India. I had left my corporate job. I was studying with masters and teachers and had just gotten my master's in spiritual psychology, like really amazing things I was learning. However, I was really struggling simultaneously. So I secretly started a YouTube channel and didn't tell a soul. I didn't tell one person I knew. I just started sharing my voice. And I needed, and tell me if you can relate to this, I felt like I couldn't believe the things I was learning and what I was healing. People weren't talking about that. It wasn't the everyday conversation, that we weren't being educated in school about emotional healing and mindset mastery and how to create your dream life and how to deal with criticism and negativity when it's thrown at you. How do you master your frequency? How do you heal your body? You know, all of these things were working that my teachers were teaching me, and I felt so called, it could bring me to tears, to pay it forward to people who couldn't afford to go to India and study for 2 months, get a certification as a yoga teacher like I did, or study for 2 years in a master's program in spiritual psychology. I was like, these tools need to become everyday language. So I started sharing. I did not know at the time what was going to happen. I didn't realize at the time that that was going to lead to the most beautiful life that I live today and have been living for many, many years. I share this with you because a lot of people try to skip the visibility piece And I have had so many programs I've offered my clients and students. I used to certify coaches. They'd get certified. I help people create their online courses. They create these incredible bodies of work, but then no one would know they exist because they were scared to be seen. They were scared to be visible. Can you relate to that? So, gulp, I can relate to that. I've been through this myself. I continue to move through this. So I created a program actually called Confident Visibility School to solve that problem. And I started making more videos on YouTube about it, making master classes like this to help fortify, strengthen, mobilize. Before we get into the content, just so you know why I am here with you right now. My mission is to help as many healers, coaches, creatives, big-hearted souls, highly sensitives, empaths, to get really confident. And I don't mean fake confidence. I mean feeling so calm and safe in your nervous system and body as you share your voice that the world lights up from our collective presence. This isn't about saving the world. This is about shining so bright and enjoying our lives. And in the process, that actually uplifts and really brings some incredible gifts out into the world, like lets others use their gifts because they see you as an example. So I really want to highlight your confidence, your well-being, and please do have a pen, have a notebook, because we're going to get into the visibility blocks. And you're going to have some awarenesses today. You're going to have some nuggets pop that are going to shift your confidence for the better. Definitely have a pen and paper so that you can have the clarity and know. Let me just see, I need to mute a couple people. Okay, so that you can get really clear on what your blocks are and capture these nuggets that are going to be released for you, within you, and through what is being shared here. So welcome everybody. Wow, Panama, Vancouver, Canada, Santa Fe, Uruguay, oh my goodness, Denmark. Hi, everybody. So let's take a deep breath. And before we get into this content, before we shift, get really clear and aware of these visibility blocks and shift and strengthen into greater confidence, I encourage you to take a breath and set a very clear, direct, and strong intention to get maximum value from this workshop, okay? To receive maximum value, way more than you expected to get, so that your voice is set free, so that your confidence is strengthened, so that you feel your absolute best and the gold that is inside of you is able to be shared out in the world very easily, okay? Naturally, it's like breathing or drinking water, okay? Like a bird singing its song, you have a song inside of you, just like I do. I'm singing my song right now. I'm called to, there's so many solutions we need on the planet that are inside of you, inside of us as a community, inside of so many of us around the world. And if some of us unlock and just feel that confidence and start singing our music, singing our song, I say that metaphorically, and some of you are musicians, it actually creates so much freedom, healing, peace in our world. So I just really want us all to own how much value we have inside of us. All right, so let me know in the chat where you're at, scale of 1 to 10 before we start. So scale of 1 to 10, okay. I know that the thing that has held me back in the past and has held back so many students, clients, sisters, brothers, friends, I mean, loved ones, I know, leaders I've learned from in the past have been stuck in fear. Maybe they want to share something more courageous. Maybe they want to share for the first time. Maybe there's something they know they can help others with, or you know you can help somebody with, and fear has been holding you back. Let me know scale of 1 to 10 so I know where we all are as a community. Scale of 1 to 10, where your confidence level is. So in terms of being visible, 10, you are out there sharing, you are supercharged, you're so confident, like you love sharing your voice and you feel at home being visible and seen with all eyes on you while being authentic. 1 would be, hell no, I do not feel confident at all. I actually feel really trapped in fear. That's why I'm here. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle and it's like, I'm really afraid, but I do share sometimes, but then I hide out for months or years. And I really need that reboot. And that would be somewhere in the middle, like a 5. Okay, so all right, yeah, lots of middle. So 5, 5, 3, 5, 6, 6, 6 to 7, 3, 5, 5, 4.5. In person, 9 on social media, 1. Fascinating, Adrian. Thank you for sharing that because I have the reverse. I have the reverse. So some of you may have the opposite. Um, so let me extend my online confidence. May you get it through my transmission today, and I'll get your in-person confidence through your transmission. Okay, so 3, 1. Okay, so wherever you are on the scale, I thank you for sharing. Whether you have shared or not, just know, yeah, you are in the right place. Okay, you're in the right place. And I want you to know that if you have a calling, whether you know what it is or not, you just feel like you want to share something beautiful in this world. I promise you that the same energy inside, the same grace that has placed that inside of you has the capacity to free you into radical confidence. Okay, and that's why I'm sharing this workshop. It's available to every single one of us. Wow, yeah. So good. So let us begin with the first visibility block. So as I said, there are 7 that I've seen in the, 2 decades. Started this work in 2006 was when I worked with my very first paying client. And I would say just through the years so it's been 18 years of sharing, I have seen the same visibility blocks come up in others, including myself, over and over and over again. And so I'm going to go through the 7 biggest blocks, although there are some others that are in more of a gray area. So as I go through these, please write down the ones that really feel resonant for you, like, oh God, I struggle with that one. That's definitely one I go through, okay? So get really clear, because some you'll have, some you may not have, or some of you may have all of them. There's no good or bad, right or wrong. There is a very clean, clear solution that we'll get to, okay, towards the end. So the number 1 visibility block, is the vow of smallness. Okay, the vow of smallness. I was just talking with a client yesterday. She's a powerhouse. Okay, so this can come in many forms. You may already be sharing out there, and this can come up. This came up for me when I actually created Confident Visibility School. I realized something about the numbers I was keeping my programs at was a certain number, because the smaller I was, the safer I felt. The vow of smallness says that if you can't see me, you can't hurt me. And even for some of us who are being visible, maybe we're allowing ourselves to be seen, but it's like, ooh, if I can see everyone who is here, then I can control the energy in the space, and then I'm safe. That's a vow of smallness as well, equally to hiding, okay? So I just want to say, I'm on this path with you. I'm constantly breaking through to the next level in my own expansive, my own expansion and calling to shine, to just like be free and emit the energy, the vibration that is planted inside of me, like that, the grace that is shining through all of us, that light. We're all beacons of light. And the feeling, the elation of freedom, of letting that light shine, it's just glorious. Like, can anyone relate? So, when you're just, even if you're walking in nature and you catch a stranger's eye, and you're both present in that moment, and you see each other and you smile, and it's like a moment of freedom, of elation, of being seen, of really being seen and seeing another. So the vow of smallness is based on deep-seated fear. It is the foundational block, and it is very painful because we are designed to shine. And I want you to write that down. I am designed to shine, okay? I am designed to shine. You are a mini sunshine. You're designed to shine. And I don't mean by going around going, amazing. No, I just mean you being here, you being present without being lost in fear is the most radiant, beautiful thing, because there's just one of you. And the vow of smallness never allows the grandness of your own light to shine and the exhilaration of being free to set in. So that's the first one. Definitely write these down if you write the ones down that you know you have. Does anyone have the vow of smallness? If so, in the chat, just write down vow of smallness. Okay. The second visibility block, the second biggest, there are lots of them, but second biggest visibility block. And if we can get to these, we're good. All 7 of these were free. So the 7th biggest visibility block is what I call the busy bee block. Okay, the busy bee block. Yeah, so I see a lot of you, vow of smallness, vow of smallness, vow of smallness. Yes, yes, yes. So the busy bee block, and we will get to the solution in towards the end. So the busy bee block is basically, I don't have enough time. Like if you find yourself constantly running out of time, like you are out there doing everything for everybody else, there's so much to do, or maybe you're stretched so thin, you do not have time. You genuinely do not have time to make a live stream or go out there and share your voice or be seen in some authentic way, sharing your gifts. It's called the busy bee block. I call it this because you can imagine like, oh my God, hey, how you doing? Okay, gotta go, bye. I used to live like this all the time. I used to answer my phone, what? I gotta go, really, I gotta go. Like no presence. In my younger years, I would answer the phone like that. What I've discovered is that the busy bee block is a very sneaky block that defends our emotions. It stands in front of what we feel. So if I fear your rejection, I'm going to be really, really busy so that I don't have to feel what I feel around you. But really, it's like what I feel around my thoughts, around what you're thinking, for example. Whether it's I fear what I feel because you may be judging me, or I judge myself when I'm around you, or maybe there's an intimacy issue in your life that you're not willing to face. Maybe there's a hard conversation you need to have with your partner or your colleague or someone on your staff or your boss or someone in your family, or there's a really painful intimacy issue you're having with yourself. And so you're very, very busy in your life because feeling that is too hard. You might be having some awarenesses right now. This is going to go beyond visibility. This is a chronic universal issue. If you haven't noticed, the world is running around, busy, busy, busy. I'm so busy, gotta go. And then you know what people say? Oh, you're busy, that's great. Like it's a badge of honor, like you're celebrated because you're busy. And so this is really important to start bringing to your awareness. Are you running around without any time? Do you have a big time deficit? And if you are, let's get very, very honest about it because it's going to start to clean things up for you. Okay, this level of transparency is going to start to lift the masks and the limits that have been hindering you from shining and being visible. So let me know in the chat. I love it. I am designed to shine. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow. I'm designed to shine. Interesting. Like that's the subconscious, right? I'm designed to shine. So beautiful. So let me know in the chat if anyone can relate to this one. I used to struggle with this so big, so big. So just put busy bee. Yeah. Okay, great. It's so good to see where you're all at. So let's take a breath and exhale it out. You may not be running around really busy, but guess what? Your mind, you could be perfectly still in meditation and your mind is like busy, 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 busy mind. Overthinking, 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 overthinking. So overthinking is the way that we suppress what we feel. It's just the ego's way to protect us from feelings that feel too big. So if we go into overthinking patterns, we don't have to feel it. So busy bee block is definitely connected to a running away from deeper feelings that we may not want to feel. And the good news is there are very easy ways to feel what we feel and actually fall in love with ourselves, our lives, the people around us, and feel extremely confident as a result. Overthinking, okay, busy bee, I have fear of rejection, such good clarity. Major busy bee, total busy bee, busy bee. Okay, so the third biggest visibility block is the not enough trance, okay? The not enough trance. This is a trance. It's a trance that is just, we're bombarded with it in our culture. It is the trance of negativity is like spilling over in all of our media, magazines, news stations, the collective chatter, the group think. It basically says, I'm not valuable enough. I'm not good enough. All the media says you will be good enough once you buy this product. You will be good enough once you get this car, once you look like this, once you get this procedure, once you do. So it's all very subtle, not so subtle programming that basically forces us to have thoughts like, who am I to do this? Like, yeah, I would love to share this gift I have inside, or this solution I have, or this story I want to tell, or this healing journey I had, but who am I to share it? Other people are already sharing it and they're doing it better. They have bigger audiences. God, they have audiences. These are the kinds of noises we'll hear in our minds if this is running, the not enough trance. So it's really a confused perspective, because if you have this running, which I will just tell you up front, I have had every single one of these, and I still struggle with this one sometimes. It is a very confused way of thinking. It just means that we have forgotten who we actually are, okay? Who we actually are. And the not enough trance, it's very painful because the belief behind it is no matter what I do, I'm never going to be enough. No matter what I do, I'll never be good enough. So who has struggled with this one? Just put good enough in the chat. And let's see, which of these are the most common amongst us? The fourth biggest visibility block is the bleeding heart block, okay? The bleeding heart block. The bleeding heart block, oh God, definitely have had this one too. Okay, yeah, I see a lot of you. Okay, wow. Okay, this is a big one. Not enough due to fear of rejection. Good enough, good enough. Me, ugh, good enough, good enough, good enough. Okay, and I like how we're saying good enough instead of not good enough, because we're starting to like really maybe subconsciously start to own the good enough. But yeah, it's a frustrating feeling to not see yourself, to be confused and actually believe that you're not good enough, because it is such a far departure from the truth of who you are. It hurts because it's a lie. It hurts because it's not real. So the I hear you say in the chat is like, how am I falling into this lie? And how do I get out of it? So we'll get to that in a moment. The good news is it is a lie. And so we're just starting to debunk and just bring awareness and the light of awareness to these subconscious patterns. Okay, the fourth biggest visibility block. Who's having fun so far? Who is having fun so far looking at this stuff and making space for confidence, making space for grace? So just reconnecting with your intention, okay? Taking a deep breath here. Exhaling it out. Yay. Okay, so good. So good to hear. Bleeding heart block is the fourth biggest visibility block. This is very common amongst us empaths. I'm curious, actually, who here feels, or I guess identifies as an empath or as somebody who feels deeply and can intuit other people's feelings and experiences and emotions. Like you have an empathic, if you're an empath, just write chat or write empath in the chat. So I know, highly sensitive as well, HSP. So yeah, absolutely. An empath, HSP, empath. So empath. Okay. Empath. So empath. Okay. A lot of empaths. If I was writing in the chat, I would be doing the same thing. So bleeding heart block is really common, super sensitive empath. So bleeding heart block is super common amongst those of us who are deeply feeling people, okay? The bleeding heart block is, I am so scared to share my message because even though my intention is to help people, what if it hurts somebody? What if somebody takes it the wrong way? What if somebody thinks I'm a bad person? What if someone misinterprets me? It's a people pleaser, good girl, good boy, good them experience, okay? It's a cage. The bleeding heart block, many of us may feel like it's a good thing. Oh, I just feel so deeply for people that I'm always thinking about, is this going to offend somebody? And so we put it in the kind of dress of this is a good thing. You know, we kind of frame it in a way that is not serving us because it's actually a cage. It's a cage. If you were the peacekeeper in your family growing up, you very likely have this going on. If there was instability in your house growing up and you were the one who shined the light, who showed up, who was loving, who was safe and kind and like the good one, you very likely have this one going on. There's a really big problem with this. So if you people please, this is basically a people pleaser issue. If you're codependent, like you're making sure everybody is okay, that and temperature checking, like if I share this, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? Is everyone all right? Are you all okay? If I do that, I can't do what I do. And it actually waters down my message. And what happens is if you are pleasing or you are stuck in this bleeding heart block, guess what happens? You become invisible. When you are trying to please everybody and you're watering down your message so that it's neutral enough that it's acceptable, guess what happens? You become invisible. You literally become invisible. So some of you might be out there sharing already. You might be sharing really powerful content and you're like, why? Why is nobody showing up? Like, why is nobody commenting? Why is nobody like connecting with this content? And you might think like, maybe it's not that the content is powerful, but you are showing up powerfully, meaning you're showing up consistently, you're showing up. It is possible that what's happening is you're watering down your message to play it safe. And so you become invisible because people are like, oh, that's nice. Next. Swipe. That's nice. Because there's nothing in there that's real, and there isn't that willingness to really stand in your courageous heart around what you're fired up about. There's someone here who's a very powerful, she's an incredibly sensitive mom, and she helps young moms become more confident, sensitive moms become more confident. So this is a perfect example. Like if she is to try to dim her message because she's more sensitive or because she talks to sensitive people, they're actually not going to resonate because they need her to. And she did a talk recently and they loved it. They need her to be exactly who she is. It's like, I have this powerful message. She talks very honestly about the depression she went through, the really painful past, how she got through it. She's authentic, she's real. That's power. people are going to tune into that. But if it's like, oh, I don't want anyone to feel upset, or I don't want that to trigger anyone, and if there's all this codependency of people pleasing, peacekeeping, good wanting it, or good girling it, good boying it, good person it, that's going to be a huge block. Okay. And I want this to be really clear, because this is huge around this community. And all right, we will get to a foundational solution in a moment. Okay. So let's take a breath, deep breath in. Exhaling it out. Got it. Okay. I'm loud, firm, powerful in person, but I don't want to be a target in social media. Wow. Okay. So powerful. You literally are on point. We are getting to your block right now. Boom. Okay. The fifth biggest visibility block is the persecution wound. Let's take a breath, another breath. Exhale out. So the persecution wound. The persecution wound is exactly what this beautiful soul, Adrian, is saying. A fear of being attacked, okay? This is a collective, this is a very common thing. This is a collective spiritual trauma. This is not just you, Adrian. This is so many of us, and many of us don't even know this is going on. I'm going to help you see if this is going on for you. It's if you have a deep connection to ancient wisdom or the healing arts or something spiritual, maybe something non-conventional. Maybe you are in the spiritual closet, so to speak. Nobody around you knows that you're like, you know, doing all these deep, profound like meditations, and you are chanting and you're connecting with your higher self, and you're having these exalted experiences, and you're using all kinds of frequency techniques to clear your energy. And you know that there's this so much more to life, but the people around you don't even know this side of you. That means you're in the spiritual closet. There may be a fear of being attacked, judged, kicked out of the tribe, because this is a very real collective trauma, okay? You can look back to the witch trials or throughout history. Just meditating in the forest got people killed, okay? Women were killed for meditating in the forest, for sitting alone quietly in the forest. Take that in for a moment. How often I go to sit on the cliffs of these gorgeous oceans, and I'm singing and I'm chanting and I'm doing all these meditations. And even if I'm just sitting quietly, I don't even think about it. But there was a time in history where that was a death sentence in parts of the world, because it was unknown to the patriarchy. It was scary to them. They didn't like that power. They didn't trust it. They didn't want that kind of power to exist. So subconsciously, whether it's in our genetic line, whether it's just in the collective human DNA that we are all part of, whether it is directly something you have experienced, you know you have this when you are flooded with these ideas. Like I have so many clients like this. They're like, oh my God, V, like I have notebook after notebook after notebook of these downloads of these ideas of, oh my God, like years of journals of like these revelations, like these insights that are coming through are profound. But it's like when they try to speak it, it's like, there's too much too fast. It's almost like being connected to something much bigger than oneself. And there's a choking happening here. There's like a bottleneck, like I kind of can't get my words out. I remember I would be downloading workshops, collaborating. I remember once collaborating with Jason, doing this happened so many times with him, and these ideas would be spewing out of me. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this, and I'd be like, I can't, it's all there. It's just, I can't keep up with it. It's streaming through me too fast. That's the persecution wound. There is a block in the throat chakra. Subconsciously, it's not safe to set this free in the world. It feels unsafe in some way, okay? So if you have this one, let me know in the chat. You spoke into that so clearly. I have this one so deeply, makes me almost cry and tear up. Let's take some breaths, because this is starting to release it from your system. You are safe right now. Feel that. You're safe. Here now, you're so, so safe. That brings tears to my eyes. I feel that in my heart. Persecution wound. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you have this one. Just write persecution wound in there. Yes, all, but not in the closet. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I feel that too. So, and it can be so subtle. Someone in your family might be like, "What's that woo-woo crap?" Just being dismissive about something that's important to you, and that hurts. And it's like, I don't want to be judged, or I don't want them to see the truest part of me and reject it. Like that is it, it's like taking your heart and putting it out there and somebody just going, what's that meaningless crap? That hurts, right? So this is something to be really gentle with yourself on, because you're a connected soul. You wouldn't be part of this community if you didn't have something so gorgeous in your soul and in your heart to sing into our world. Can we get honest about this? Can we own and really start to own the value that's inside? And so the pain of being met in that way, or even with our own fearful minds saying you can't do it, it's not safe, it hurts because we're here to shine and scatter joy and scatter solutions and wisdom and sparkles and powerful healing mechanisms that can transform the way we move in life. And I know you know that you have that inside. So let's take another deep breath as some of this starts to clean up and clear. And exhale it out. That is so fascinating. I was working with a client yesterday, Marta, who used those exact words. She goes, I'm just trying, because I was pressing her a little bit because she has 4 women in her membership. And I said, why do you keep it to 4? And she said, I'm just trying to fly under the radar. Like once we got really honest, she used those exact words. So I find that interesting. Yeah. Persecution wound, definitely. Persecution wound, persecution wound, persecution wound. Okay. So as you are breathing here, and notice what that feels like to be committed to flying under the radar, and that's okay. You have full permission to do this. There's nothing right or wrong about being visible or invisible. Like really, it really is a matter of you going, do I prefer to feel safe being fully here as myself, being visible? Or do I prefer to hide out and feel safe hiding out? And I'm actually okay not feeling free out in the world? Or like, do I actually prefer to have this kind of, I don't want to say it's a double life, but have this secret part of myself that I don't share with others? For some of us, we're at a stage where that is necessary, and it is really important stage. And for others, at some point, it can become a bit like dismissive of other people, not giving people the dignity of being able to handle and embrace your magnificence and the whole of who you are. Because some people aren't going to get you. But imagine the people who are wanting to connect with you and need what you have, but they can't because you're flying under the radar. This isn't a judgment about flying under the radar. It's just, I want you to start thinking about what phase are you in and what is that next edge for you? What is that next edge for you? Okay, so the 6th visibility block, biggest visibility block, is the comparison cage. I don't have to say very much on this one. It is very obvious. This is a rampant issue. It is also a cage. You know, you have this one if you're watching from the sidelines and you're constantly comparing yourself to the person you're watching. And you're either making yourself inferior or you're making yourself superior, and you're just still hiding. So there are 2 types of people. Like one of way of hiding in the comparison cage is like watching people and being like, oh, I could do that so much better, but then not trying and hiding out, like just watching on the sidelines. That's the comparison cage. Another way of doing it that tends to be more common is watching from the sidelines and being like, I wish I could do that. But they're just so much better. They're more confident. They sound better. They look better. They are older, younger. They're more experienced. They're more youthful. That whatever it is that's like better in your perspective. And so I'm just not going to share. There's a hiding out, right? So this one is very, very common. If you have struggled with this one, let me know in the chat, and we will finally get to a solution here in a moment. Persecution. Okay. Yes. I'm curious to know boundaries around spiritual sacred privacy versus being free to shine and show up authentically in the world. Oh my God, that could be a whole other workshop. I'm going to bookmark that. But that's a really powerful question. That's a beautiful, yeah. So far, I have all of them, not so much the busy bee. Okay, great clarity. Comparison, I used to have that, not anymore. Comparison cage is totally a cage. Yes, comparison cage. Okay, so now we are going to move to the final, biggest, God, I have wrestled with this one. I have wrestled with this one my whole life. So I have a special place in my heart for this one I'm about to share. This is the 7th biggest visibility block. It is called the perfectionist headlock. Do I have any fellow perfectionists out there? If I do, let me know in the chat. Just say perfectionist. And we are going to get to this one. It's a thing. All right. I want you to think of the perfectionist headlock. I want you to think of the perfectionist headlock as literally it's a headlock. Like just imagine like if you have the perfectionist headlock or just the perfectionist, it's like we're walking around with a headlock, like someone has us in a headlock. It's very hard to move through life, nonetheless be visible when you have the perfectionist running, okay? Very, very difficult. So I see I'm in good company. Fantastic. Perfectionist, LOL, ouch. Yes. Perfectionist. Oh yeah, perfectionist. Terry from Illinois. Hi. Definitely perfectionist. Yep. Yes. Oh, I feel that pain. Yeah. We know it well, some of us. And to those of you who are, I know I'm close to people who are the opposite, not perfectionists at all. And I freaking envy you. I really do. I really do. It's like, God. But for those of you who struggle with this, you know you have this if you're like, I just cannot share until I have the perfect set, until I have the perfect technology, until I have the perfect hair, until I have the perfect image, until I have the perfect message, until I have the doctorate behind my name, or at least a master's. I cannot share until I get that certification. You know what? I've already had 3 certifications. I'm going to get 4 more certifications. Then I can share. That's the perfectionist headlock. Guess what? There's no end. There's no end to it. Oops, I guess I'm a perfectionist. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Speaking these blocks allows me to free them. And so it is. That's why we're here. Okay. That's why we're here. Oh yeah. Okay. So good. We torture ourselves. Right. And we don't have to. And we can make light of this. It can be fun. It can be, we're human. We're human. We're human. You know, and I think for so much of my life, I used to run from being human. And I was trying so hard to be perfect, thinking that that's what would get me love, acceptance, approval. You want to know the funny thing? The videos I've made on YouTube where I am, you know, the least perfect, where I'm like, I can't post that one. I look so tired, ragged. My message isn't coming out clear. That's too raw. That's too authentic. Those are the messages I get dozens of messages back. Those are the videos I get dozens of messages like, that was so powerful. That was your best video. And I'm like, what? It's usually the videos that my perfectionist is trying to convince me very, very skillfully, by the way, not to post. So I just want to kind of call that out. So if you know you have this, if you take pride in being the best and being anything less than the best, it's just, it hurts. Or it's like you're always striving to be the best. And there's an upside to that because you have strong worth ethic. You definitely, anything you put out into the world is probably a very high level of excellence, like the work you offer. That's great. And if it's a headlock, there's a difference between excellence and a headlock, a perfectionist headlock. Okay. So I just want to start to open that up for us. Yes, definitely. Letting go of self-judgment is a very big one. So those are the 7 visibility blocks. And let me know does anyone have all of them? Does anyone have all of them? I know I have in my life. Okay, so those are the 7. Vow of smallness, the busy bee block, not enough time, definitely running from the emotions, overthinking. The not enough trance, I'm not enough, who am I to do this? I can't share my voice. Bleeding heart block, okay, feeling so much for everybody that you water down your message, or you're too scared to share because you don't want to hurt anybody or offend anybody, or you're just scared of being hurt by somebody. That's more the number 1 visibility block, vow of smallness, actually, but you're afraid of hurting people is the bleeding heart block. Persecution wound, we went into that very deeply. Comparison cage and the perfectionist headlock. Okay, there is actually a solution for every single one of these. We would be here for 6 weeks because I have a 6-week program that goes into all of this. We're not going to go into all the solutions, but we do have one foundational solution that is essential to even start the journey of healing all 7, okay? And I want you to actually, I don't think I shared this with you. Imagine right now this image. So everything we just went through is actually the chakra line. They all take place in a particular chakra. And do I have it pulled up? Yes. They all take place in a particular chakra. So the first visibility block actually lives in the base chakra, and the second lives in the second chakra, and so forth. So I'm just going to give you this image if you want to see it or screenshot it to help you move through this or use this content, like for your own confidence. So this is really what it looks like. So on this journey, we're going to actually move into this base chakra, because it's like, if you don't clear this one, I'm going to help you with this today as we complete our workshop. This is the foundation before moving into all 7. In Confident Visibility School, we actually go through the whole journey and do a radical cleanup and confidence build. It's incredible. And I have really exciting news because I have, yeah. Okay, I'm going to actually, should I share it? Should I share it now or after? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to wait. But I don't want to wait because I'm just so freaking excited. It's a decision I just made recently to offer Confident Visibility School live, in person, starting, well, online, in real time on October 9th. We go live for 6 weeks. So we're going to be going through this whole journey together, and the pre-sale is open, and there's a crazy gift opportunity this weekend only. I'm going to put in the chat, if anyone is curious about that, thediamondprocess.com/school. If you know you want to like make this the year that you clear your visibility blocks, and go for it. Share your beautiful message. I'll share more about it at the end, but you can check it out at thediamondprocess.com/school. Okay. So there are 7 facets of confident visibility, but the truth is, there's one root cause, okay? There's one root cause of all these blocks. And many people think, who have done some deep, deep work, and I've seen many people who are sharing this, they're like, oh yeah, of course, what's at the bottom of this is the fear of rejection. And I agree with that. I agree with that, but it's not at the bottom of the fear. So how many people here, if you get honest, want to put yourself out there, but you haven't because you don't want to be judged? So if that's the case for you, just write fear of judgment in the chat, or fear, just put fear in the chat. And that is what it seems like to our conscious mind. It is very true. It's like, I don't want to be attacked. Somebody said, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be kicked out of the tribe. I don't want that, right? But if you go deeper than this, and this is going to start to unlock some powerful confidence for you, the bedrock of all fear of rejection, okay, the bedrock of all fear of rejection from somebody, like getting that rejection from somebody, it's actually a fear of rejecting yourself. Just take this in for a moment. If you share something and somebody sees what you're sharing and they're like, oh my God, who does she think she is? Who do they think they are to do this? They are so not good at this, or they are not or they don't have a doctorate, or they don't say it right, they don't look right, whatever. If someone says something, do you think it's really their judgment that hurts at that deep core level? Or is it the fact that you believe them? Is it the fact that somewhere inside of you, you are judging yourself as needing their validation to be valuable? I know that we are tribal creatures. I know that we depend on being connected to one another, and that being accepted to get by each other is really, really important, obviously. However, the real issue here is after somebody judges you and those emotions come up, here's what happens for most of us. The feelings come up that feel way too big. And instead of feeling the feelings, what do? We run away. We don't want to feel it. So we go into overthinking of, oh my God, I suck, or they suck, or blah, 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 and we drain all of our energy. And what we're subtly doing is we're rejecting ourselves because there's a real vulnerability there. There's a real beautiful vulnerability coming up that says that hurt when they said that. But instead of being with ourselves, we reject ourselves. So this work, to be truly confident in this, requires getting really, really good at becoming your own safety. Becoming your own safety. That means instead of fearing your emotions, you become really, really good. You become a master at embracing your nervous system, your emotions, relaxing your emotions. And the way to regulate your emotions, okay, this is a really big topic, but just to simplify it, I've already mentioned in a way how to do it. But this important distinction to be able to regulate your emotions is to recognize something really important, okay? What I'm going to share with you right now is gold. If you can take this in, it's going to change your life. If you disregard it because you've already heard something like it, or it's too, I don't know, spiritual or too feeling based or whatever, you're going to miss it. So I really encourage you to listen a little more deeply right now and take this in. This distinction will change your life in terms of confidence levels. When the fear of rejection comes up, it's because we don't know how to manage our feelings. But in the moment that you feel a certain feeling, if you can have enough mastery to see that those feelings don't belong to you, they actually belong to the little girl, the little child that you once were. Now you have a way of working with yourself that's going to regulate your nervous system in a very powerful way. It's one of the 7 ways that is a very powerful regulation practice for yourself. It's essential to become your own safety. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I've had many people in my world, in my community, who are like, V, I really want to be visible. I have the expertise. I have my doctorate even. I have I don't know why I keep saying doctorate. You don't need even a certification. You have your life story. That's your expertise. You have what you have lived through. But people say things like, I've already written my program. It's so powerful. I'm already helping clients one-to-one, but I want to help on a bigger scale, but they just can't get visible online. Why? Because they haven't figured out how to become their own safety. And this is not a conceptual thing. This isn't like, you're safe, honey. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. You can have the biggest vision in the world and the greatest plan to get there, but if your nervous system says nope, it's not going to happen. One or all of these blocks are going to rear their head, and that perfectionist headlock or the procrastination, or I don't have time. Next year, I'll do it. Next year, next year. So the reality is there are two types of people. There are the waiters and the creators, right? The waiters, they get stuck. Most of us are stuck in that. It's like, I'm going to wait. It's too big. I can't do it for whatever reason. But the creators and the healers, and this is all of you, deep down, you know how to hold yourself. You know how to be kind to others. And now it's about being kind and holding yourself in a really profound way. So I wish I could say that like being visible is just like, here, like just go for it and do it. But here's the truth. The way to be confident being visible is to be your own safety as you go out of your comfort zone. And this is a gorgeous, delicious journey. It's not a light switch moment for the vast 99% of, like, vast majority of people. It is a very, very beautiful, rich self-discovery, self-love journey of dismantling all of the distortions in the nervous system and in the emotional body that have skewed one's ability to be visible, skewed your confidence. Like it's like putting like a shade over your light or over your confidence. And there's a really powerful, direct way to do that. So just to start to get a taste here, place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. So every single time I turn on the camera, before I go live, this is exactly what I do. I feel the fear. I feel the voice that says, you know, you should definitely not do it. You're coming off of, I've been traveling for 7 weeks. Like I just went through this myself. I literally just landed in my new home in Portugal, been traveling the world for 7 weeks, just getting over, I got sick. Like everything in me was like, there's no reason to do this live stream today, like cancel it. And I knew it was a block. It was the perfectionist headlock. And so I put one hand on my heart, one hand on my belly. And I reminded myself that my win is not in anything other than doing the thing that I'm called to do, that I'm afraid to do, and being really good to myself in the process. So you can be your own safety so that you can do the thing that feels uncomfortable that you are here to do. You're literally born to do it. So I would love to know in the chat scale of 1 to 10, where are you with your emotional, like when your feelings come up, when your nervous system says, no, I'm not going to go do that thing, do you stop and not do the thing and procrastinate, or do you go for it, right? So just starting to get really clear on that. Or do you have a way of overcoming and mastering your feelings? Because this is a huge part of the work I share, because I see it is the only thing that works. There are many different approaches, but until we get really stellar at knowing our bodies, expanding our capacity to receive, to let it feel safe in our nervous system, to manifest amazing things, to be seen and visible and feel safe, to be able to make an offer. I'm going to do that now, actually. Some of you are saying, yeah, I'd love to hear about your program. I'm going to do that now. But if you don't feel safe to be visible, first of all, how will people see you? So let's say you want to move to another country, because a lot of people come to me for that. If you want to move to another country and you know that you want to start a business and have people buy your programs online and stuff like that, how are they going to know you exist if you're not visible? So when I say that the answer to the question of how I created this life was literally the day I got on YouTube, I think it was July something, 2009, 2008, somewhere in there, it changed my whole life. I became like, that was literally the shift. So if you if you feel like, oh my God, like I just am so, I can't get over this visibility fear, it's because it's not in your head. It's not some idea. It's not in your head. It literally lives in your body. And that's why a lot of the overthinking comes up and a lot of the, which actually strengthens the visibility blocks, but it's just a way of not feeling what we feel. But what we get to do is go on this rich journey. And if you're interested, I'm going to share about it in a moment because I am freaking so excited. We had the best time when I offered it live. Earlier, was it earlier? No, it was last year. Oh my goodness, last year. And I'm really excited to actually be doing this. This is like very spontaneous that I have decided to do this. My calendar opened up and I am very deeply called to see us in 2025, like flourishing forward. So completing this year, feeling very confident in our own bodies, our own skin, our own visibility, so that once January rolls around, we are very confidently sharing programs, services, whatever it is, your courses, your offerings, your message, your story, your tools, your techniques, in a tangible way that actually can also be making offers. You can make offers into your paid services, which then leads to living wherever you want, if that's something that interests you. So Confident Visibility School is, let me just check in with all of you first. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So some of you have all of the visibility blocks. Yes. Wow. So good. Yeah. Fear of judgment. Powerful. Wow. So for everybody, for anyone who is interested in really going for it and taking this journey and clearing visibility blocks and feeling 100% confident in your own skin, let's just take a breath and exhale it out. Because I want you to first receive what you have received from this workshop, and then you'll know if you want to hear more. And I want you to write in the chat, what has been your biggest takeaway from the workshop so far? What has been your biggest awareness? And what is your biggest takeaway? Something you can walk away with. So like I was saying, placing one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly is exactly how I override the thoughts when they tell me, when my attention goes too far onto you, for example. We need to pull our energy home to our bodies and to ourselves in order to be able to deliver very, very powerfully and be of service, to be confident, to embody confidence. But what's happening is most of us are so ejected out of our bodies. We've literally left the body. We're like checked out trying to get approval or just like hyper vigilant because the nervous system is bound up and the psychology is all fixed on trying to repress emotions, that it's very, very difficult to deliver confidently and joyfully and enjoy the process and be effective because our energy is too far out. Does that make sense? So what we need to do is pull the energy back, pull the energy into ourselves. So a very easy way is literally take your palms and sit in the seat of what I call your royal self, your queen. It's almost like you're sitting on a throne, just sitting here, or a king. Take a deep breath and whisper to your body, I am here with you and I am not leaving. I've got you. So you are becoming your own safety by letting your physical body feel your own presence. Because the body, just like any mammal, does not feel safe when we are gone. If it is abandoned in any way, meaning we're not present physically, we're lost in a box of overthinking and fear, the body can start to panic. Okay, the body can start to panic. So what we get to do is soothe the body by bringing our attention and awareness to the body. And there's a process that's much deeper than this, but we need to get some altitude so we're not lost in the fear and the ego, and we're actually present with the body, bringing that peace in. so that then whatever we're feeling, we can actually hold it and be present with it rather than getting lost in it. This journey is so rich. I know I have said this. I'm just going to share. So if you're interested in Confident Visibility School, I just want to say quickly, today, if you sign up today, you literally get 75% off the program. And as a gift, when you sign up before tomorrow, which is Sunday, you get Mindful YouTube University, which is a bonus program you can start instantly, where I teach you how to start your own YouTube channel. And that's sold on my website currently for $797. It's free. That's just a bonus gift. And you're getting 75% off. You might be going, what? Why are you giving 75% off of this freaking incredible program that I'm going to be guiding you through live every week? I'm going to sit with you in Q&A for 6 weeks, and you get the 6 modules every single week, the incredible worksheets that guide you through the process, this incredible community, the practice ground, the visibility party. You're going to become very, very familiar with yourself through something I call becoming visible to yourself. It is a deep, very thought through program that guides you step by step, slowly, steadily, so you feel safe every single step of the process into gaining your visibility wings. Like you literally become so clear about your message, about who you are, about how valuable your voice is. And it's in a way that feels extraordinarily soft and safe and empowering. So the reason I do this and I do the pre-sale at this incredible offering is because I want to make sure that money does not stand in the way. So I even give you a payment plan, okay? You still get 75% off for the payment plan or the pay in full. Again, you can just go to thediamondprocess.com/school if that is something that you want. I want to show you these gorgeous souls, okay, these really, really beautiful souls, just to give you an example of what's possible, whether you choose to do this program or not. I just want to share with you, she might even be here right now, I'm not sure, but I'm just so inspired by some of these incredible souls who have been through the program. And there's a woman named Nadine who did this program, and I'll just share hers. There's so many I have pulled up here, but I'm just going to share Nadine's for right now. So Nadine literally worked with me in one of my other programs. She created her online course. That online course turned into a book, okay? It turned into a book. And then she started getting these offers to get on podcasts and interviews. And she's like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I have to be visible. So long story short, she didn't even show up live, by the way. And she says it here. I didn't show up live. I was just taking in the shares, etc. But I recently recorded my interview with the summit host, and I want to share with you that even though I was anxious, my anxiety was manageable. I didn't feel dread before the interview, and I also didn't feel drained afterwards like I used to when I spoke on podcasts and previous occasions. I am deeply grateful for Confident Visibility School. The top thing I've learned is to give my inner child all the safety, patience, and time she needs. So that is one example. I will share another one because it's just so, so beautiful. Melissa really inspired me through the program. She's a sound healer, and she just suddenly became super courageous with sharing. I couldn't even believe this was a secret, that she wasn't sharing this publicly. But she says, I'd never have the courage to do this video without the incredible program and truly amazing group of beautiful and unique souls. Thank you all for your support and questions that were brought to the platform, because every one of you touched my soul and has had a hand in the shifts that have happened in my soul. So there you have it, okay? I share this with you. The reason I'm doing it live, because it's a course that you could just buy on my website. And I realize I have to give this opportunity to join with amazing souls like you. It is such a beautiful journey. And if you have something within you that you know you want to share right now, I encourage you to join us. I want to make sure you know about it. Confident Visibility School. The pre-sale is happening right now for another week. And if you sign up today or tomorrow, you're going to get Mindful YouTube University as a bonus gift for free instantly. So you can go to thediamondprocess.com/school to get access to that. And I'll also put it in the chat. I want to thank each of you so much for joining me today. I'm going to read through some of your comments here. And this is the pre-sale. So you get 75% off. You get Mindful YouTube University until tomorrow. And yes. Okay, so good. Wow. Okay, so some of the takeaways, like these are really powerful. Let's root into this right now. I feel I went through the biggest safety defense mechanisms testing experiences and having to release them all at once last year, and had a year of integrating true safety now. So this webinar has come at such a beautiful time. Thank you for allowing us to remember this at a deeply important level. You are so welcome. Thank you for receiving it. I am getting better at going for it. It has taken a lot of practice, started with baby steps. So good. Thank you, Veronica. I needed to hear all this. Again, sending you and everyone love. There is a way to heal. Yes, these are great takeaways, that I'm not alone. And yeah, I want to just say that again. There 100% is a way to heal. I remember someone telling me that about a physical issue I was going through years ago. And I didn't know it was possible. And I needed to hear that. And I'm so glad you took that in, because 100%, if you have the calling to share, then that same grace that put the calling in you is here to set you free from the visibility blocks. Okay, so Linda's takeaway, that I'm not alone in my fears. Suzette, no wonder I don't want to be visible and procrastinate coming out of the healer closet. Yeah, so powerful. So what happens when you actually feel safe owning that you're a healer and saying it and being seen that way and physically feeling safe in your body and being in integrity, because who you know you are is what people are seeing and what you're letting people see. So your words, your actions, and your thoughts are all the same. Adrian's takeaway, it's not in my head, it's in my body. Yes, that's why the work that we do in Confident Visibility School is very body-based. That's why I haven't been able to think. You're so spot on. Oh my God. That's why I haven't been able to think my way out of this and move forward. Exactly. I am so ready to clear this. I feel it moving finally. Thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you, Veronica, for the succinct way you have structured this information and translated it to us. Very helpful. Good reminders. You're welcome. It freed up the next level of my creative thinking, and I'm walking away with an inspired new title, name for the work that I do. So beautiful. Essential to become your own safety. Yes, yes, yes. So what is your plan to become your own safety? What is your plan to become your own safety? Really, really important to know, because otherwise we will continue to live in this hiding out kind of situation, this very frustrating feeling, because the mind is going to be like, got it, become your own safety. Check. What are you going to physically, daily do so that the pattern shifts genuinely in your body? So one of the ways I'm offering Confident Visibility School, and there are many other ways. There are many people you can study with. There are direct coaches you can have. I encourage you to please set that gold inside of you free, whatever you need to do. But what is your commitment? So if everyone can just write in the chat what your action step is. Otherwise, this is lovely entertainment, but this is not transformational unless you're taking action. And my commitment is to help as many healers, coaches, empaths, creatives to set some magic free, to set your gold and wisdom free in the world, to feel amazing and to create the life that you know you're here to create. Without action, it's going to take action to do that. So what is your next action step? Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. So what is it? So what do you need in order? So this is very powerful awareness. If there's a feeling of loneliness, fear of being visible, this is such powerful awareness. I know it may not feel that way right now. It just feels so heavy, but that is such a powerful awareness to know that there is this feeling of aloneness. And you want to know the interesting thing about that? The part that feels alone isn't actually you. It's usually a much younger dimension of us. It's like our inner child, if you want to call it that, or this vulnerable, I call it the inner essence, this innocent dimension of ourselves, that we actually have the power, which I teach you in Confident Visibility School, how to apply that love and safety to the place inside that does feel lonely, because we have been pushing that side of ourselves away. So imagine if everyone you know and love, if you were alone, nobody was paying attention to you. That's what we're doing to ourselves on a micro level. So when we can flip the switch and realize, oh, we're not the one that's lonely, we're the one who's escaping ourselves, it's very, very powerful. Okay, it can be very, very powerful. So that awareness can be very freeing to start to bring that love and safety to the place inside of you that is feeling fear and loneliness, etc. And do you have someone who's guiding you through that? You know, that's powerful to have a therapist, to have somebody who can walk that walk with you. I had no idea about these blocks. Thank you. You're so, so welcome. That presence, and we're going to stop here in a moment. There's still people coming in. That presence for myself. I got you, me, I got you, came to me in a meditation, and you just echoed that importance of taking that in. Beautiful. Okay, so, so good, everybody. Oh my God. Thank you for your beautiful shares. I just hosted a free workshop. Only 3 people showed up. One of them was my brother. All of these blocks resonated with me. Okay, can we take a moment, Lorado? You are a freaking superstar, okay? We need to own this for a moment. You just did the thing that most of us are afraid to do and keep putting off. Oh, you're so powerful. I really need you to take this in. You're saying that all of these blocks resonated with me. I mean, please own, like, this is where it starts. That was the seed of your work. Your brother was there. There were 3 people. That's powerful. That's how I start. That's exactly how things begin. Okay. You're right on track. So all of these blocks you're saying resonated with me. My biggest takeaway is the safety aspect. I need to feel safe in my body so I can put myself out there. What I do have to offer is important. Thank you for owning that. And there are people waiting for my work. Thank you, Veronica. You are so, so welcome. Okay. And this is a journey. Come and join Confident Visibility School if you can. I mean, I'll put a link here again. This is exactly why I create this program, is for this reason. So I hope that, oh, got it. Here we go. Send to everybody. Okay, there we go. All right, everyone. I just thank you so, so much for being with me here today. And to those of you who are ready, so ready to share, and you just know this is your time, but you have needed that support, I just put the link in the chat. If I'm not your person, because I may not be the person you want to work with and learn from, there is somebody for you to work with. And it is really important to find that person, because like a bird singing its song, imagine our world without songbirds. Okay, our world without you singing your song is less of a world. It's less beautiful, it's less magical, it's less whole. And so please find that person you feel safe with to do this deeper work, to genuinely step into a level of confidence. I'm not talking about perfection. I feel amazing all the time. No, it's like when the shabib hits the fan, you know exactly what to do. You no longer feel drained or dread, like Nadine said, right? The graduate of Confident Visibility School. You actually have the power and the engine to move through it. And you feel so strong after, and you keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and more confident. Like, this is literally available for you. So what is your action step? And it's interesting, I don't see any people writing in here what your action step is. So please write your action step. What is your plan? What is your action step? What is your plan? Okay, I actually need to wrap the workshop here, but this is something to look at. If you are not taking action, the definition of insanity is wanting something and doing the same thing over and over again to get there and expecting a different result. So it's like, I really, really want to like start my own business, live in a new country, manage my own schedule, be in control of my time, my finances, my energy, do what I want when I want, create the life of my dreams. I know visibility is essential because if people can't see me, they can't buy from me, for example. But I'm going to keep dreaming of being visible and going to workshops, but I'm not actually going to make any action steps or take any courageous action. That literally is insanity. It's so draining because it doesn't change anything. It's important I name that for you. So if you can take an action, if you can take an action that is different than you've ever taken before, which is going to require some courage, which is going to require maybe thinking out of the box, maybe prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first. The world is yours, my friend. That day I made the choice and I started to break through my own blocks, put myself on YouTube, get visible. My whole life changed. I didn't expect it to, but that's what happened. A business came out of it. Purpose, meaning, people I love. I am in love with the people I work with. Every day I get to do what I love. I control my schedule. If it's possible for someone highly sensitive like me, it's possible for you. And not everyone can do the YouTube channel for whatever reason, like I did. So I made this program to help those of you who you're like, actually, you are my person. I want to learn from you. And that's amazing. I cannot wait to start and share this with you. Again, the pre-sale is happening for another week. And this weekend only, you're also going to get a massive bonus. So you get 75% off the program and you get Mindful YouTube University. I put a link in the chat box, or you can go to thediamondprocess.com/school. And whatever your action step is, I am celebrating you. Okay, some of you put action steps in. Hallelujah. You're welcome. You are so, so welcome. Make a video of myself every day, not posting, but at least getting used to talking in front of the camera. Fan-freaking-tastic, yes. I will bring this consciousness today to every line I write of my 4th draft due tomorrow. Beautiful, Dee. You're very, very welcome, everyone. And I will see you very soon. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you, if you're on YouTube, in the next YouTube video. And if you're here on Zoom, I'll see you in the next workshop. All my love. Mwah.